Good afternoon and welcome back to the workbench. I've got some different stuff here today. This is my little Proxon drill and stand here, and I've decided to do something about my lighting situation. Now, I tried to make a video a couple of days ago and it was on quite a dark day, it was quite cloudy, and I thought that the video would turn out alright. Actually, this camera here, the C930E, has got pretty good low light capabilities, but you do get the expense of grain and sort of stuff, so while the picture will be bright enough, it won't look as good as it could do. So I thought that I better do something about the lighting, and I did have these LED light strip things that I bought off eBay a while back, and they've just been sitting around doing nothing. I haven't actually done anything with them. I was originally going to sort of mount them up here on the side of this shelf here and have them pointing down, but I realized there'd be too many shadows if I did that, and they'd be kind of right in my face. Even if I had them angled down like that, then the light would not go out where I wanted it. So I kind of wasn't sure what to do, but I thought, hey, well, I'm going to wire them all together. They have these like sort of, they're basically just LEDs all in parallel, so you can just get 12 volts in, 12 volts out. I've kind of wired them, two of them here already up together, and I've got this one I'm about to attach. So I've been attaching them to these bits of PVC pipe, which are actually packing material from CCFL tubes off eBay as well. For LCD backlights and that. So I'm just basically going to do that and sort of string them up and hang them just as a temporary thing from the ceiling and see how that goes. If they give enough light, then I'll maybe make something more permanent, and if not, well, then I'll try to find something else, I guess. But at the moment, because I've got this overhead light here, but it casts like too many shadows in different directions, and it's not sort of, it's only in one point, and it's not that great, so I'm actually not using it at the moment. I'll turn it on and you can see the difference. It sort of makes everything out here kind of dark, and you get like light there, but it's not that great. It's good for me for working on something, but it's not that good for making a video. So if I get some more lights up here, well, you can't really see, but up there somewhere, it might help. So basically just been doing that, and I'm just kind of finishing that off. So yeah, I'm just going to do this basically. You can see me drill some holes in a bit of pipe. Let's have a look. And there we go. A hole is drilled. So now I have to put another one on the other end. So yeah. Make sure that's around the right way. This little set is quite useful. I also use it for doing PCBs, drilling circuit boards, and milling circuit boards. Is actually quite good. This is I think the FPS 240E. There is also, this is like a plastic housed version, but you can also get like an aluminium one, which is apparently better quality. Obviously it's higher price. At the time I thought this one was good. I don't use it extensively, so it's probably should last a long time. Anyway, I couldn't really see the point in buying the one that was maybe twice the price of this one, but I'm sure it's a very good tool. Anyway, so drilled a hole in that, and now it's time to well, I can take these off now. It's a bit annoying. It's a bit better. Right, so turn the soldering iron on. We can sort of move this out of the way. I'll just stick that there for the moment. Unplug it so I don't accidentally turn it on or anything. Right, so let's see. Right, so got some screws here lying around. They're just standard computer screws, M3 I think, and some nuts for that. There's another one. So it's all a bit funky. But anyway, I wired this lead here with a plug on the end of this one, so that comes into here, and 12 volts goes down the sides to rails feeding all the LEDs and comes out through these wires here, goes into the next strip, and the same is repeated for the third one. So that should cover the length sort of across here with 3 of them. Should be good enough. So basically what I've got to do now is screw this one onto its pipe and then wire this one to this one and screw it onto its pipe, which is currently over there with some fishing line attached to it, which is going to be part of my dodgy method of wiring it all up. Well, suspending it anyway. Hopefully it works. So this can go around this way, and to poke that out there, we've got that on. I think I'll actually just turn this back on again so I can see what I'm doing better. It's just a little bit tricky anyway. Yeah, so let's get that out of the way. Turn these a bit. Oh yeah, I also just tried out Open Broadcaster, because apparently, as well as being a streaming thing, you can also record with that, which I didn't know. I just did that, gave that a test to see if it would work, because I'd been showing someone else how to use it on Windows and I couldn't find anything else that seemed to work, and it seemed to work quite well on Windows 10 on their laptop, but unfortunately for me on Linux it was really terrible. The audio and video were horribly out of sync, and I've just gone back to using Audacity and FFmpeg, so that seems to work a lot better. Now what am I doing? Confusing myself thinking about something I was doing yesterday and forgot to tin these. Sure, a little trickier than normal because this is aluminium board, aluminium cord PCB, and it sucks up the heat a lot better than standard one. So you have to be a bit careful. Also, if you heat it for too long, then the whole thing heats up quite well and it'll just kind of desolder itself while you're working on it. So you have to sort of let it cool down if you overwork it for a little bit. Otherwise, one connection will just fall off while you try to solder the other one on, which is quite annoying. Also notice I've put the little end cap thing on to the wire before I solder it on, otherwise, you can found you've soldered that on and then you can't really get the thing on, you have to take it off again, which is kind of annoying. And there we go. So that should be alright. So now I can slide this back on there and I can screw this on to this pipe. Now this is a little tricky because you got to get the nut inside the pipe and then try to sort of hold it in place while you get the screw through the both ends of the thing, and yeah. So I might skip this bit if it takes too long. It's a bit fiddly. It's kind of a case of putting your finger in the hole and holding the nut over the end of the screw like this, and assuming it doesn't fall off, sort of getting it like that. So there we go. It doesn't have to be super tight, but just tight enough to hold the thing on. So there you go. Pretty simple thing, and now I can do the same for the other end. So yeah. And just be careful so I don't rip the wires off. This is a little bit tricky when they're all attached together. Oh well. I'm sure it will get there in the end. Even if this is horribly this looks horribly uncomfortable, because it is. Well, not uncomfortable, but quite fiddly indeed. There we go, that's two of them. And I might spare the agony of doing the third. Because that's probably just going to be annoying. But who knows? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll record it anyway. This one seems to want to be cross-threading itself. Oh no, there we go. That's good. And it looks like I've made those two holes a bit too far apart. Or something. That's alright. Seems to work anyway. Oops, there goes my mouse. And this one's a bit cross-fitted as well. Probably because it's on a horrible angle. Ah. There we go. And that's alright. Alright then. So we got 3 lights attached to some kind of pipes. And if I just plug these in, they should all light up and swamp the camera out completely. And they do nothing. How strange. Well, I suppose that shouldn't be surprising. Maybe one of the wires has fallen off. Or I've got a short circuit somewhere. It's definitely not working. Okay. Those all seem connected fine. Okay, let's see. Is it shorted? Have I wired them backwards? It's quite hilarious. They're all working fine until I decided to make this video. Of course. But there we go. Right, let's go to diode test. So we got these sounds. I'll just do it from the inside contacts in this plug. Nope. No short apparently. That's weird. Are we getting any power from the power supply? Or has that just suddenly failed for no reason? Oh, that's still 12 volts. Okay. That's a bit odd, isn't it? That's a bit odd indeed. Well, these two were working fine before, and I just soldered this one on, so maybe this one is a bit dodgy. I guess I'll have to disconnect this again. Have a look on the inside. Maybe it's wired backwards or something. No, I don't see that as being a problem. Unless there's just too much power? I mean, too many LEDs and it's overloading the power supply, but I can't see that. Because I'm well, actually. To be fair, I haven't actually ran all 3 at once, I don't think, off that power supply, so maybe it's overloading it. I'll disconnect this last string and see if it comes back. Once this heats up, of course. Let's just test the test this again. Oh no, do we have a short? We do, but not from this plug. That makes even less sense. Maybe this was not... Oh no, that just wasn't making contact properly before. Maybe? Might have made a bad soldering joint on this one. Possibly I've got the wires touching the aluminium or something. That would be plausible if I just bend them up a bit. Nope, still shorted. Okay, how about now? No short. Okay. Funny how a simple lighting exercise turns into a troubleshooting video. That is very odd. Looks like this one is the problem. Maybe when I connected the wires on this end, because it was fine with these two connected. Something silly must have happened. Or did I get these swapped round? I don't think I got them swapped. That is still showing a short. Huh. It's the board. Scrape this bit. Maybe there was a bit of solder on the end that... Nope, it's definitely... Oh, come on. Are you serious? Well, that seems to have got rid of it. Maybe it was a problem with the solder. Nope. It depends on if I press on the board or not. Maybe? No? Why you do this? Why you do this? Of course, of course, of course. Why would it work? Why would it work? I tried to make a 5-minute video about some lighting, and why would it work? Why would it work? I don't know. I'm not sure why I expected it to work. They were working a moment ago. That's what's really annoying about it. Let's try powering it up again. Wait, what? Now it's working. But that says it was shorted. If If I wiggle this up and down, it doesn't short out or do anything weird. Have I just completely trolled myself with these LEDs? Maybe the resistance is so low that it thinks it's shorted when it's not. But then why doesn't it light that one? I don't know. Must be missing something here. Must be confusing myself with something. Solder this wire back on and see if it stops working. But okay, I'm going to try this in ohms mode. See what we get. 0.3 megohm. Sounds about right. And nothing. Well, oscillating between something and nothing if I reverse the connections. Strange. Okay, let's just put the wire back on and try it again. I really don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sure I've just missed something really obvious. Most likely. That's the only explanation for it. Okay. They still work with the wires attached. Okay. That's good. Do they work with the end cap on? No. Ah. Take the end cap off. Now they've stopped working again. What the fuck? What? Power supply output LED dims when I go like this. So it is a short somewhere. An intermittent short. But what from? Must be something to do with the board touching the I don't know. Must be something to do with the... I mean, these boards are strange and they're stuffed inside aluminium channels, so maybe it's shorting out to the case somehow. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Well, that's delightfully unreliable then, isn't it? No, it seems to be working fine without any issue. Yeah, I don't turn it there, it dies. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna... Which one is the problem? This one? All of them? Probably. That's what you get when you buy cheap stuff from eBay. Okay, well I'm just going to proceed at this point. And it turns off. Lovely. Why would it work? I mean, just why would it work? Yeah, it's just... I don't know. Stuff it. Let's just wire them all back together and hit them a few times until they start functioning. Maybe that will solve the problem. Of course, you know what'll happen. If I actually attempt to use these, I'll be halfway through the greatest video of all time, and they'll go out. Most likely. Wait. That goes there. I think. Does it go there? It does now. And if it doesn't like that, it can send a formal complaint to management. So at this point, I don't care. I don't know. Dodgy cheap stuff from eBay. Yeah. That's probably the best explanation, really. To be honest. Alrighty then. Duh. Now, has it decided to fail again? Look at that. Now it's working. Kind of. Not sure where the problem is. Very strange. Very strange. I can't tell if it's this one or this one. Okay. Problem definitely seems to be between these two. Ooh, I can see smoke. Oh, is it that end bit? That end bit there, which was the original wiring. The other three are actually resoldered, but this bit... doesn't seem right. There you go. There's always one way of finding shorts. Find out where the smoke is. If the damn thing will unscrew and not fall on the ground. Don't really know why I'm recording this. I really don't. This whole thing just feels like a giant cluster. There we go, look at that. That would explain everything. That would explain everything. Let me see if I can get a close-up shot of that. Which is probably not going to be possible. There we go. Wired terribly and shorting out to each other. Well, there we go. Look at that. That would be it. The one wiring point that I didn't check is the one that was complete garbage. Okay then. Well, there you go. That's a good point. Shows you a good point indeed that even the most simplest things can have problems, especially if you don't check them. I have no idea how that happened. The soldering looks factory fresh, so looks like it was like that since I got it. Actually, a good close-up on that, just to show how crap it was. Alright, so there's a photo up close of what the wires look like, and going by the solder joints, I never did anything with those wires myself, so those were how they were from the factory. So it's a good lesson to inspect things before you start trying to use them. Anyway, so there we go. So now I've got to redo those as well, and then hopefully it should work. But also, I've noticed that the previous section I managed to have the audio level up too high, and the microphone recording was probably quite clipped. So if the prior segment sounded a bit awful, that's why. So I've brought the level down a bit now, so it should actually work. But unfortunately, it probably won't sound that great. Not really anything I can do about that. Right. So let's just cut all that mess right off. Restrip everything. and try again. I suppose it should have been telling that this first strip was brighter than the other two. It should have alerted me to the fact that the power was obviously not getting through properly to the second two, and yeah, indicating a problem. But there we go. Should work now. Let's do this way. Make it easier for myself. Oh well, it's good to know it was nothing I did silly. It was already a problem that was already there. I just failed to check it. Okay. Let's try to take this around the other way so I can get my finger in there and try and get the screw to line up. Wow, this thing really likes to cross-thread itself. That's good enough. All right. Try it again. Where's the power? Ah! Now they're all the same brightness, I think. They appear to be more or less the same brightness. I don't know. Yep, jiggling them around, they're not going out, so there we go, that was it. Funny enough, these wires look actually slightly different to the set down here. These ones look thinner and these look thicker, so anyway. Not that that's necessarily relevant, I guess, but hey, it seems to work now. So now I'm just going to string them up, and then we'll do another test and see how it actually goes with all that light. Alright, well there we go. That's this is now running with the lights hung up and going. As you can see, the light is pretty good. As a comparison, I'll just put this away, but it's, I don't know. It's better in some regards and worse in others. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Just get these out of the way here. And, get rid of all these bits of plastic swarf that I've managed to accumulate from drilling these bits of plastic pipe. Yeah, so anyway, show you a comparison what I mean. So at the moment it looks okay, I guess, on the camera. That's with the lights on. Now if I turn the, if I unplug them, turn them off, you see the camera automatically adjusts for the low light conditions. Actually quite dim in here now because and even if I open the blinds somewhat, it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's a cloudy day now, it's the afternoon, it's not that bright, and of course they've got room lights, but they'll cast shadows in different directions. So ones over here seem to be a bit better. Not perfect, but a bit better. So anyway, now if I turn this back on, you can see, the color changes slightly. It actually looks kind of weird, actually, in person, but on the camera adjusts the white balance and everything, so it looks fairly much the same as before. You can see obviously there's less grain with these lights on. There's more light, so the camera doesn't have to compensate for the low light, but yeah, that said, you probably do see some of the edges, like like this back of my head will probably be darker than if I have them off. You see it compensates. You can see this gets brighter here. So overall, I noticed down here there by the oscilloscope, that definitely, you can probably see that a bit better now. If I turn these on, there's some more shadows down here, so it's not incredibly not super good. Obviously I'd need more lights and have them angled position, but for now, I think it should solve the problem of having things that look quite grainy and washed out, which was the problem I had when I was trying to shoot a video a couple of days ago. It just looked really just bad, and I didn't like it. So yeah, these might do something useful. I'll keep them around for a while and see if anything happens, see if they improve things. But obviously the best thing is just daylight coming in the window. So on a nice bright day, it's don't really need any lights and everything looks quite good. But on a dark day or at night or in the evening, I suppose these might work quite well. I don't know what they'll be like at night, but I'll probably find out. Anyway, so that was a fun, arduous story of trying to get some lights to work and finding that one of the wires was shorted. So yeah, funny that happened, but there we go. Anyway, hopefully that was interesting, hopefully was useful in some way, and all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you next time.